Hi, this is On Imagination. I am with the Healing Garden, and I have a story to tell you. I lived as a domesticated slave for 40 years in New York State. I come from a place where the narcissism is so bad that the women are slaves and don't even know it. The slave owners are the husbands, and they don't know it. I come from a place that is so horrible, where the narcissism is so bad that the narcissists have completely forgotten what it feels like on the inside. And they describe narcissists to be these giant, horrific monsters. But that's the narcissist's perspective of a third person narcissist. That's not the same thing as a first person narcissist. The first person narcissist feels like you're addicted to helping people. It feels like you're a people pleaser. It feels like you are a really good person because you really do help everyone you know. It's the feeling like you've taken on way too much burden and you're drowning in responsibility, but none of it is your own. It's everyone else's. Your responsibility is dead because you weren't allowed to have yours, so you buried it under your feet, remember? Now, on the inside, that's how narcissism feels. But on the outside, that is not what it looks like. It was so bad that I ended up with multiple personality disorders. So I got to live in the first person point of view and the third person point of view at the same time. Most people do not get that luxury. And I got to see what it looked like on both sides. In addition to that, I realized that there were 2 different styles and 4 different stages of each. 3 of those stages on either side is legit, but the 4th stage isn't actually narcissism. It is something that I call unethical, the unethical path. These are the people who find joy and delight in being unethical and also having everyone else convinced that they're not. And they use narcissism as a weapon to hide what they truly are. Now, this is a problem because there's the unethical narcissist walking around disguising the fact that they're serial killers, pedophiles. That's how they do it. And the other ones are just type 1 or type 2. In one of the first 6 stages of narcissism, where they're ethical and they're trying to be, and they just don't know how. So to quote our beloved Harry Potter, how do you sort out the liars? I have the formula. I used it on myself. And I cannot tell you that my stuff works on you, but it did work on me. And I am literally clinically labeled impossible. When I did my intake in my therapy in 2015, I walked away with over 5 incurable diagnoses, and it took 10 hours to complete my intake. I was raped on 9/11, and that turned me into being a shut-in for 20 years. In 2020, my then husband, 4th owner, declared that I was too old to breed, and he finally released me. I escaped with 2 of my 3 children, 5 mental illnesses, and most of my possessions. And in 4 years, I learned how to communicate and learn the language I had been isolated and abused so deeply that I spoke only abstract, and I had to learn how to speak this language in layman's terms to translate it all. It took me 4 years to translate, to learn the language, and also to cure all of my mental illness. I created a prosthetic subconscious mind. I call it the abstract intradimensional navigational system. It runs 100% on pure logic, math, and physics. And I have the abstract and all the documentation to prove it with the formulas. There is absolutely no medication, none. I just put myself in an ethical manifestation logic loop that ethically binds me to the physics of the universe. When I lie, I don't lie. I don't lie. I don't lie. I can't, because I am really hooked up to this thing and I'm standing on an electrical magnetical field. We all are. So I offer the first part, the most important part, for free. It's too important to not share this information, so I'm giving it to everyone free. It's the first 6 steps and all the prep work required to get yourself through it. I also have the game available if you're too tired to work, and you can play the game. The game is also free, and it walks you through all of it, the entire pilgrimage. It is a pilgrimage you are on. It very much is. Whichever side of the coin you are on, art, scientist, faith, proof, spiritual, physics, you're both right. You are all right. You just have a piece of a very big puzzle. And I got the whole puzzle. And I finished it. And when I finished it, there was a question asked, and the answer to that question releases a riddle. And then the riddle reveals the answer to the original question. Welcome to the healing garden. And may the kindest of words always find you.